family. My name is Vicki Dillard for African Diaspora News Channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. As you come in, be sure to give us a big thumbs up, and share the broadcast. Thank you so very much. Family, don't forget also to download the app for African Diaspora News Channel. That is essentially another independent platform owned by the network. You don't want to miss it. It expands our global Black voice. Thank you so very much, family. This is such interesting news that I want to share with you today. Now, of course, you have certainly seen my coverage since last year, specifically on BRICS, right? And of course, for those of you that are unaware of the intergovernmental organization that comprises of its original members, Brazil, Russia, India, and China, and then shortly thereafter, the S in BRICS stands for South America. They added them just a bit later. But since said time, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, and United Arab Emirates have become and accepted new membership into BRICS. And of course, there were others that were included in that as well, like Argentina. But the new president there, who is a right-wing something or other, that's all I'm going to say, to be respectful, something or other, who's influenced by these United States of America and sold out much of his country, decided to decline after the previous leadership there obviously intended to participate and be a part of it. So there's speculation that the United States was mess making and actually was responsible or instigated them declining it. Now, you all understand that this intergovernmental agency, BRICS, has been a hotbed issue. It has been a source of stress for the United States and her Western allies because those the United States, who we consider to be the North, those northern countries, and the global North, as it were, is really upset with the so-called global South. Of course, that is not maybe the fullest name of the term, but the global South, for the most part, includes most melanated countries. Of course, that's Africa, many South American countries, parts of Asia, and so forth. And I would say that the only, other country that's in the European area that's really revered in the southern of the global South is Russia. Well, this has been a thorn in the side of the United States, Europe, France, and others, right? They're concerned that they are losing ground with their world rulership, that their world order is coming to an end. And of course, it is. Certainly is. Family. A part of, you can see some of this ill will, let's say, play out from the United States because she is jealous and extraordinarily competitive with the global South, which includes China. Yes. Now, recently, United States Secretary of State went to China. He's been traveling several countries, and of course, China included one of them. But before he went, the U.S. government and some of its officials were already making threats. Are you hearing me? Before he arrived. Now, because the United States postured herself in such an evil manner, watch this few-second clip on how they were greeted by the Chinese.
Been in Shanghai holding meetings with business leaders. He's now heading to Beijing for talks with the Foreign Minister Wang Yi. Although tensions have eased since last year, disagreements on issues such as trade and security remain. Well, I speak to our China correspondent Stephen McDonnell, who's in Beijing.
I beg your pardon. That footage gets me every time. Okay, no offense to whatever the levels of the Chinese, it's a low level Chinese staff met Secretary Blinken on the tarmac and was like, hey. Now, if you compare that to the way the Chinese greeted the illustrious, His Excellency Isaias Afwerki of Eritrea, if you compare that to the way in which some of the other global South staff and persons are greeted in these countries, talk back to me, somebody. This was like Secretary Blinken was better off just going to Denver International Airport or something. He should have just went to a regular smuggler airport and stuff and got dropped off at the airport and got Ubered to the meeting. You understand? He should have got an Uber driver. so that the United States could save face. Y'all forgive me, this Southern girl, I got to keep it real. Now, every action, every gesture is a form of communication. You understand that, especially when you're dealing with matters of statecraft, right? It all means something. How in the world, United States, do you think you're going to be greeted with open arms when you are sitting there arming Taiwan, which official government policy states that Taiwan is officially a part of China? Make that make sense. How are you going to get respect when you are out there arming and fortifying the Taiwanese, mess-making in their business? You're trying to get water disputes instigated between China and the Philippines. And the Philippines said we was going to leave it alone and just share the water. But America came in and started mess-making. The former president of the Philippines, Duterte, which the United States tried to paint him in the media as a nut. We understand now why, because you couldn't pimp him. You couldn't get Duterte to go along with you mess-making with China. He wanted y'all to stay out of his business over there. So you see all that. You see the United States mess-making and jealous, trying to sanction China over and over again about a number of different things, fighting with her about her technological advances, lying about some of her motives and things that they've been doing over the years, jealous because of their growing economic and military impact throughout the United States. These are the type of things that the United States is so upset about constantly competing with. And because America is obsessed with losing her place in the world, as she is, you're losing your place in the world, America. But you're expediting your loss because you refuse to do right. You don't humble yourself and try to engage in fair dealing. No, you don't do that. You continue to messmate. And so, of course, the United States tried to threaten China this time and say, well, you guys are supplying Russia with material so that they're able to advance some of their weapons that they're using against Ukraine. Of course, Russia is tearing up Ukraine, even though Ukraine's war is a proxy war for the United States and the West. So they're over there threatening China, telling them if they don't stop providing Russia with these particular military materials, that they're going to further sanction China. What? I mean, did you think? How did you think that there was not going to be a military marching band in America? There wasn't going to be any wreath gatherings. They weren't about to raise your flag and sing the anthem. Talk black to me, somebody. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about it. This is what we're talking about when our country doesn't humble herself. And we want to make the distinction that this is the oppressive establishment folk. That's them folks that's doing it. This ain't us. The powers that shouldn't be are the ones that's running the government leader, your government leaders on both sides. They're going absolutely against we, of course, who are foundational Black Americans, the true founding fathers and mothers of this country. And to be honest, they're going against the majority of America in so many issues. So that's them that's going crazy. It's your time that's written in scripture to rule that's coming to a very quick end. I teach these principles and more, beloved, in my very, very affordable spiritual mastermind course every month on my website at VickiPlanet.com. My website is VickiPlanet.com. You can find all kinds of information there. VICKIPlanet.com. Go there. And also, family, you'll be able to find information about my own channel as well. Of course, be sure to share this broadcast from African Diaspora News Channel, and be sure to check out my other broadcasts. Also, family, keep in mind that sometimes the notifications don't go out here. So be sure to be intentional about seeking out my videos and broadcasts here on the network. And you may have to search under different sections of videos to choose from, but be sure to check it out. And of course, support me and my other colleagues. I can't wait to see you again.